Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. We are back into Love Island series 12. I now am episode 5. But before we get into this episode, as I always ask, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so you know when I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share and do the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1k if I can even get there. Let's just put it that way, because I'm going to have to be more and more consistent. I know this, I know. Anyway, we know that the last episode was left on a cliffhanger, so who was it who's going to say, Blue or Shay? They both were saying that they weren't going, so now they have to kind of deke it out. So what they had to do is kind of face off with each other. Blue was talking about how he'd been there longer, and I'm kind of like, that don't mean nothing, to be fair, at the end of the day, because Shay said it's a lot more about Blue that he didn't form a connection, even though he's been one of the OGs from the get-go. And he ain't formed no connection with nobody. He tried it with Shakira, but it didn't work out. But also Shay, just because he's new doesn't mean it makes a difference, because look at Ramel. He managed to form a connection with Alima. Do you know what I mean? And he's managing to stay his arse where it is. He ain't the one having to duke it out right now. And I don't think Shay has got the chatter or the banter that Ramel has or the other guys have in order to make sure that they put the graft in with the girls that they want to be with. Yeah? Shay chose one woman besides the other Meg in a couple who was with a chap to make music on. Do you know what I mean? That's what he did. He chose Megan to make music on. Shay thought his pretty boy looks would get him through, and it didn't at the end of the day. At this point, when they were both arguing, they were just point scoring off each other and insulting each other. At the end of the day, it was a complete mess and an utter shit show. So Dejan asked out of the girls here to both lads, is there anyone you think you have a chance to take? So Blue ended up saying Tony. I don't know why Blue said Tony when he wanted to kiss off Shakira and deal with Shakira in that way. So he would have been best off being truthful and saying Shakira, but she pushed me to the side, you know what I mean? So Tony ended up replying with a, I think my name got pulled out of somebody's ass. I was like, why is Tony like this? Why is it she pulls no punches with Blue? I thought you was not going to play her into point scoring at the end of the day. So Blue made really no connection with any of the girls there. He didn't even try. Shay said he would continue to get to know Shakira. And I said, mate, that's utter bullshit, because you've been pulling Megan left, right and freaking centre at the end of the day. So I know you're full of shit right there. Why don't you just say it with your chest? What is it you want to do at the end of the day? So Meg was kind of wrong though for trying to bring Shakira into the chat, because at the end of the day Shakira had picked Ben. She didn't need to say whether she was going to pick Blue or whether she would have been happy with getting to know Shay, this, that and the other. Meg is messy. Meg is a very, very messy person, and she likes to be in other people's business and don't look back at her own. At the end of the day, she's kind of starting to paint herself like she's this matriarch of the fucking villa. It's annoying the hell out of me, let me just put it this way. So at least both of them, Shay and Blue, turned around and says to the others that they would have to make the decision, basically. So Meg said that, you know, each couple should decide to pick a name of who they want to save and go with it. So Megan was talking to Tommy because Tommy wanted to keep Blue because he was one of the OGs, and she made the point of it's not Friend Island at the end of the day, it's Love Island, and he had his chance. So Connor and Tony decided to save Shay. Dejan and Meg said save Blue. Ramel and Alima said save Shay. It's understandable because Ramel and Shay came in together, so they have that little bit of brotherhood going on. Tommy and Megan said save Shay. That was surprising, bearing in mind that Shay won't leave Megan's ass alone. Let's just put it that way. So Ben and Shakira said save Blue, and Harry and Helena said save Shay. So Blue was shocked because Blue was going home. It is what it is at the end of the day. That's the name of the game. So the galleys be happy that they got their men, and the guys be saddened that Blue is going. So the guys all deliberate about the decision making, and it is what it is at the end of the day. It's time to get on with it, because I think Tommy will regret the decision he made in saving Shay. Ramel decides to say that him and Alima basically were dry humping, and that's what they could hear. I thought, Ramel, dude, please, did you have to tell the whole world that? Did you really have to tell the whole world that? Because Alima is quite a private person, bearing in mind that when someone asked her, how did you sleep? Then she said it was good and they had a bit of a kiss and a cuddle. That means shut your mouth and all the other bits that you may do in that bed. Do you know what I mean? Even if everybody else hears clapping cheeks, it's none of anybody else's business but your own. That's why Ramel's mouth is going to run him into Ra's trouble. Let's just put it that way. I'm going to have to say, I don't like Harry or Helena. Yeah, they may appear good together, but Harry is a beg and a liar at the end of the day, and Helena is just too much for me. He keeps saying that he and Shakira have unfinished business, but they do not at all, because Harry really wants to be in something with Shakira. He really, really does. So Shay again picks Meghan to have another chat. He will not leave this girl alone. I mean, Meghan is not giving him the vibes. At the end of the day, I can see that she's not giving him the vibes, but you know, Shay is not reading the room or the signs that are being put out to him. So he talks about how he is a jealous type of person, but in a good way. And I just thought, how can you be jealous in a good way? Because jealousy leads to bad things, is what I can say, and it ain't good when someone gets too overtly jealous, because they can become very possessive. Case in point, Meg with Dejan, and we will get there at the end of the day. So Shay again be asking Meghan if she sees things happening with him, and I'm like, dude, give up the ghost already. This girl is not going to give you a direct answer or the answer that you're looking for, which she does not. So Tommy basically Tommy loves bugging around the peripheral because he wants to take Meghan away from Shay. Shay is wanting to make it clear to Meghan that he is interested in her, but at the same time, he's pissing Tommy the fuck off. Let's just put it that way. So Tommy is like, he walks over and goes, am I interrupting? And I thought, of course you're fucking are, mate. You knew you was going to be interrupting whatever conversation was happening there. And to be honest with you, I think Meghan needed saving. So this is where Tommy should have chose the safe option and picked to save Blue. At least he wouldn't have to worry about having to go take his gal out of conversations with next man if Shay wasn't there. Let's just put it this way. So Meghan does tell Tommy like what the chats are like with Shay, and Tommy is wanting that reassurance, which is what Meghan is giving him. Is basically saying that he has nothing to worry about. Dejan is already working on surprising Meg with a holiday to Dubai, because they're having a chat about where it is they'd like to go. So he talks about Dubai, they talk about Dominican Republic, and they talk about Mykonos. And I'm like, where you at already, Dejan? Because no, don't have this chatter with Meg, because Meg is the type of person where she will take what you say as freaking gospel, yeah, and she will become complacent in the fact that this is who she's with. He's all about her. She don't need to get to nobody else. When the bombshells rock up, it's going to be a very different story, and Dejan is going to feel the fallout from that if he finds one of those bombshells attractive. Because the problem, as you always get with these people, is they get gung-ho with people, to get connected with people, don't say that they're closed off, don't know what the hell closed off means to them while they're in a couple with somebody else, yeah, want to act like they're closed off, but really well and truly are not exclusive with one another. So when people come in and find an interest with the person that they're with, they literally get up in arms about it. And the main, as I keep saying, the culprits for that is Tommy and Meg at the end of the day, because they're the ones that literally have not sat down and had those conversations with the people that they're with. They're the ones putting all their eggs in one flipping basket, yeah, because somebody hasn't come in to try them in that sense. But everybody, every time Dick and Harry keeps coming in wanting to try their partner, and they don't like it. This is why I'm saying these two are not built for this island at the end of the day. So you see Helena having a chat with the lads and some of the others, and she's talking about how she's had a threesome before, basically, and then as soon as that ends, the text comes in. So it's boys' time. They get ready to leave the villa. And I said, oh, hell no. The villa's gonna be cooking something, because they're always cooking something when it comes to this, yeah. So what happened is they had a big massive screen as the boys got ready, went out, all excited to go on their date, on their little, bro date with each other away from the girls. The girls were all jealous. After the girls got ready and they come outside, there's a big ass screen in the garden. So apparently the girls get to watch the boys on their night out. Let me just say, that shit was entertaining. So Connor asked basically, like, are they enjoying the first bit of time without the girls? How we feeling? Ben basically said it's good to be away. Tommy was like, well, what about you kind of being away from Tony? Now, Tony was listening intently. I says, yeah. At the moment, these lads are not coming across great. Let me put it this way, they are not coming across great at all. But this is what happens when you get the lads together, because they're, in their essence, believing that as the cat's away, the mice gonna play at the end of the day, because they're under the understanding that the girls don't know what the hell is going on with their lads' value about. But they will soon realise that this villa is going to mess with you. This type of villa, this 2025 villa, is built differently to the previous villas. Let me just put it that way. The shit and shenanigans they're putting these people through right about now, I would not like to be in there. I would not like to be in the 2025 villa. So Connor says basically it's been great. And he basically talks about how him and Tony are not each other's natural types. But they're putting themselves out there. Judging by the look on Tony's face, she did not think that at all. She thought her and Connor were actually getting on quite well. And the fact that, she felt probably that Connor was her type. Ben does say nice things about Shakira, and he talks about how relaxed he feels with her. So I do give him props for that. He didn't mess around and show his arse on this evening. Let me just say it this way. Dijon did not miss Meg and was happy to be with the boys. But he did talk about how he was happy with how things were going between them. So Dijon was nice and he was staying true to himself. So I'll give props to him as well. And let's hope that this don't change for Dijon, because we know that Dijon's already says that he has a bit of a wandering eye. So Tommy then speaks about Megan and how he likes her or not, and he has nothing but nice things to say about her. So they begin to talk about bombshells, not knowing that the villa has a plan in store for them. So Ben says that, he's worried about like the bombshells coming in, and of course Harry had to rain on his parade and say, but isn't there nothing about Shakira that you're worried about? That question says more about Harry than it does Ben, to be honest with you, and should be a bit of an amber flag for Helena. Harry's not a very truthful man. He really is not. And I think he likes to cause drama where there is no drama. Ergo, why he keeps on saying there's unfinished business between him and Shakira when there's not. Yeah, Helena's just away with the fairies, man. She just don't give a shit at the end of the day. I think she's in there to have fun. She says she's looking for a relationship. I don't think she's going to get what she's looking for in Harry at the end of the day. Ben didn't answer what Harry was saying, which is good, to be honest, because they don't know the girls are watching at the end of the day. So Harry then tries to bring Dijon in the mix. All I was thinking about Dijon, mate, keep stum. Now say nothing. Please don't say nothing. So Ben does bring up the jealous side of Meg in regards to how she can behave with Dijon. And the fact that when we saw it, when Tony kept pulling Dijon for a chat, and all of Meg's eyes, let's just put it this way, the shades and the eyes underneath were all on him. Meg finds it kind of funny, but Dijon ain't really laughing in essence, because he knows that Meg is a little bit of a control freak. That's how she's coming across to me as I've been watching these episodes going along. She's a very controlling person. Ben said, like, these girls, as in the girls in the villa, ain't been tested. And to be fair, they haven't really been tested. Yeah, Tony came in, but she didn't really ruffle any feathers at the end of the day. She ruffled a little bit when it came to Dejan and Meg, because Meg is a possessive arse anyway. And she just felt that once she'd licked it, it's hers. So that's how Meg was coming across. But other than that, Tony didn't really ruffle any feathers. Harry Ross soon showed his true colours. He said, I don't know if Helena is a good time girl. And in this moment, Helena kind of realised that she done fucked up, pulling all her eggs with Harry and listening to everything that Harry was saying, taking this man at face value, because this man sat there with the boys, full on shaming Helena for living her singledom life. So what if she's had a threesome? So what if she's been in the homo club? Because this man is a joke. So Harry says it doesn't worry him, as he can guarantee that he's done worse. But it did surprise him a little bit. I thought that was a hypocritical contradiction if I ever heard one at the end of the day. So Harry deals in double standards. Helena was not impressed at all when she was listening to him. And I said, this is why it's kind of good that they do this, because Harry can't talk his lies now, because it's there in black and white. It's there on a video screen for them to see exactly what the lads are like when they're not with them and they're thinking they're not being watched or overheard. So then in come the girlies, the three gorgeous girlies. We have Emily, who's from Wales, she's 24. Melisha, she's 24. And I'd have to say with Melisha, damn, she was gorgeous. Eyes will be definitely on a swivel for that girl. I'm telling you that now. And then you had Yasmin, 24, who was gorgeous too. Don't get me wrong, all the girls were gorgeous. And then all the girls watching it, they were like, what the fuck? Who the hell are they? And I was like, yeah, you just thought this was just going to be a simple boys' night, innit? But that you get to watch and listen in. Well, no. The villa threw a mix and match in the works by throwing in three gorgeous looking girls for the lads to get to know away from the villa. Meg looked the most aghast, let me tell you. She was literally taking the measure of each girl's look and if Dejan would be interested, because she was watching intently at this point. So Dejan, you could see already, he liked Melisha. He did. He liked the jib of Melisha. And basically Melisha went and sat down next to him. Ben is currently in 7th heaven when they walked in. And I just thought, well, this is Love Island Galleys. This is the name of the game for real. So Melisha to Dejan, is your headlights blowing? And Dejan said to Melisha, yeah, but in a good way. I thought, Dejan, do you know what you are going to cause with that, with them words? Meg was proper giving evil eyes, and I was like, my gal, he can't see you. He can't see you. Couldn't bug them eyes out till the cows come home. He ain't gonna see you. So Melisha was ready to make a ruckus. Let's put it this way. Melisha was bombshelling. She was doing what a bombshell should do at the end of the day. And Meg was not liking it one iota. I think Meg may bring out her jealous, mean side girl because of Dejan, because she's like, he's mine. And all I kept on thinking was, Dejan, say your prayers right now, my guy. Say your prayers right now. Because even when Melisha was talking to Dejan, Meg's talking about, bring it, bitch. Meg did not like Melisha on sight. And I honestly believe that it didn't just have something to do with the fact that Dejan liked her, or there was some type of banter between the both of them. There was something else going on with this girl, but I ain't going to point it out for you. You will have to get it for yourself. Let's be rest assured that Melisha is a beautiful black girl. Let me just put it this way. Light-skinned black girl. She's beautiful. So now it was for the guys to talk to the girls about who they coupled up with. And the way that these girls back in the villa were like ragging around the edges. I was like, these girls are already possessive after 5 days of knowing these people. Like, I told you Ben was right when he said that they have got too comfortable. Now 3 girls have been thrown in the mix and all hell is going to break loose. So you see Yasmin, she's a little bit spicy. Connor talks about Tony and her being American and like that she's willing to come to the UK. Yasmin straight away said, that's bullshit, mate. I was like, okay, raw. Tony did not like that. Tony did not like the way that Yasmin came across with that, because Tony was kind of like, you don't know me to say something like that. To even say that me coming from America to move to UK will be bullshit. I mean, this girl hot-footed it from America, from Vegas, to come to the UK Love Island. If that ain't saying a bit of commitment, I don't know what the fuck is at the end of the day. So Connor said his usual type is Emily, who is sat right next to him basically. And after he said that, he said that Tony and him are liking each other more and more, but they aren't really exactly each other's type. That was disheartening for Tony to hear. You could see it on her face. She was slightly disappointed by hearing that, but she was happy that Connor kept it respectful at the end of the day. So Ben, after all the gushing, be saying it's going well with Shakira, but these girls may have thrown a spanner in the works. And I was saying, well, damn, say it how it really is. Is that how easy it is to turn you lot's head? Like, honestly. So Yasmin asked Tommy what he thought, and he said Megan knows clearly there is no one else, like before they walked in, that he wished to get to know. What makes me laugh is the girls are all saying, oh, I wanted to get to know the bombshells. Yeah, I wanted to get to know them when they walked in, but they seem to think that they're all twats at the moment. But then they'll be walking and singing a different story altogether. They won't be pulling, half of them won't be pulling nobody up. I think Tony will, because she's just got the brass balls for it. She don't mind, but Tony's not one of these people that's going to be side biting like the girls do. The girls like to side bite. And the main culprits for side biting is Helena, Meg and Megan. Those are the 3 mean girls in this villa. And it's coming out as time goes on how mean they can be. So we moved to Dejan. And the face on Meg is a picture. Like, he turned around and he says, we are both open, which is true. And she should be open to getting to know new people as well. Well, he ain't lying, to be fair. So Melisha asked, like, what is your usual type? Meg said at the screen, none of your business. But it is her business though. She's the one asking the question. You ain't there at the end of the day. The way Meg is reacting to Melisha is off the charts. And as I said, I ain't going to say what I think it is, but we shall see as time goes on, because Meg is going to make sure that Melisha knows Dejan is hers. Meg, this is where the little bits of Meg's controlling little behaviours start to come out. And right now, with how she's reacting, visually reacting to Melisha when she ain't met the girl, ain't spoke to the girl, ain't even decided whether she likes the girl or not, is literally throwing up red flags for me when I was watching it. So then we go to Harry. No one cares what he has to say at all. So Harry really said that Helena is not his usual type. He would normally go for brunettes. Now, Helena knew she done fucked up with this man, because he's an absolute dickhead. This man changes like the motherfucking weather, man. Like, seriously changes like the weather. So now the girls get to have one-on-one time with the boys. So Yasmin picks Harry. I was just like, Yasmin, my gal, leave that man alone. He's for the birds, he's for the streets. You don't need him. Emily didn't even finish her question before Connor went yes and jumped up out of his seat. And I thought, mate, are you eager much? I felt it for Tony. I really, really did. And Melisha took Dejan. I mean, we all knew that was coming. And Meg was flipping her rotted lid. Absolutely flipping her lid. I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching Meg squirm, the way in which she squirmed and was blarting, the way in which she was blarting. So that's where the episode ended. Helena did say afterwards that she felt she'd been done and dirty by Harry and he was being muggy as hell. And I thought, well, that man's always been muggy as hell, but you decided to get in cahoots with him, to dick around with him behind Shakira's back. So you know what goes around comes around, so Helena's going to have to deal with it. Anyway, that is where that episode ended. I'll be back in quick succession with the next episode. As I always say, my renegades, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so we know I'm doing videos. Please comment, like, share, and do the good things that you do, because I continue to be on the road to 1K. Peace out.